You guys have heard me talk about for the past few years about how crazy the market is here in Orlando, and it's really never been as crazy as it is today, both in the starter home price range all the way up into the luxury. So today I'm going to walk through this house by Toll Brothers. It's a spec house here that I found that's off market, and I'm going to share with you guys a few stories that actually illustrate exactly what's going on here in Orlando. So I found this house because a buyer of mine is looking in the area in kind of like the 1.2 to 1.8 range, and there's just nothing really great on the market. We wrote an offer last week on a house, amazing house, had 6 or 7 offers on it. It was listed for $1.55 million. We went in at cash 1.6, so $50,000 over the asking price. We still didn't get the house. No matter what price point you're in right now, inventory is at just historic lows. It's created this crazy environment for buyers and sellers alike. And so whether you're a buyer trying to find a house or really a seller also trying to find a house to buy, makes your process really tough unless you know what you're doing. Let's talk a little bit more. All right, so this is actually a Toll Brothers house, like I mentioned, and I think Toll Brothers builds a great house. In fact, they're probably one of my favorite production level builders. They're like semi-custom, but they're running out of lots here. They think they've got 7 more lots and then they're finished. And so I've been digging into like what else is coming up in the area. So Toll Brothers just announced there's a new neighborhood they're gonna open over in Ovation, which is just a section of Horizon West. They're gonna be over there with Ashton Woods, MI Homes, Pulte. There's a few other builders finally digging in. Because here's what happened. A lot of builders just kind of didn't anticipate the craziness that we would have in the market. And so now you've got some builders that are starting to suppress how many homes they can even sell in a given month. I know some neighborhoods are actually maxing 3 houses a month because they don't want to sell out their lots too fast because they haven't bought enough land for their salespeople to go. It's a crazy situation out here right now. And so the fact that we've got basically another 1,500 houses coming to Horizon West is going to be great if you want to get into the area. All right, so let's take a look at this kitchen while we're here. One of the things I like about Toll Brothers is they do a really good job with their design. It's nice and open on the main level. This neighborhood, which is Lakeshore, it's got gas, which is great because you can cook with gas, but it's also got the Rinnai tankless water heater, so you've got that instant heat throughout the house, or I guess unlimited, not instant, but huge island here with really good finishes throughout. So drop a comment below. I'm curious because I'm hearing a lot of people say get away from white kitchens and into some of these warmer tones, or maybe grays or different colors. Drop some comments below and let me know what your favorite kind of kitchen is. It's got like the dovetail soft close drawers. You know, speaking about new construction, a lot of builders are starting to cheap out on a lot of their houses because they know that regardless of what they put out there, a lot of buyers are just going to buy. Some builders are actually putting Formica in the ancillary bathrooms, and they're just cheaping out on trim work and all this kind of stuff. And so understanding what you're actually getting into on the new construction process and what you should expect in terms of upgrade costs are really important in the process. And that's something my team and I can definitely help you with. If I can juggle, I can sell the house. Can you do that?
Yeah, come on.
They're kind of light.
That was decent. Go get. Oh yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Check this out.
Oh! So it's interesting, I was actually watching just yesterday, Gary Keller got on our national conference. He's talking to different economists on like what's going on with our market. Are we in a bubble? Because that's probably the biggest thing I get asked. Like, well, this can't last forever. It's gonna pop. I'm gonna wait for the market to shift. And here's the interesting thing throughout this. If you look at the past 60, 70 years, on average, our market improved 4% over time. And essentially we had, at one time, we had this bubble that bumped up over that natural 4% line. And that's when we had a crash, right? But interestingly enough, we're still not back to where that line should be. And so if you look at housing inventory and pricing, if we would have just consistently grew on that 4% path, we're actually still underneath where it should be at this time. And so do I think it's a bubble? No, I don't. With lower interest rates, lack of housing inventory, people that should be in homes that have been renting for all of this time that now can finally afford it, really, I don't think this is a bubble, and I think this is going to continue for probably some years to come. So let's talk a little bit about days on market and really how that relates to where we're at in the market right now. So I was pulling some stats for my YouTube live, and if you guys haven't joined me to do some Q&A, I'd love to have you guys on every other Saturday. We're doing new videos live on YouTube. But listen, in our market right now, if you look at the under $500,000 marks, we've got a 2-week supply of homes. And so to put that in context, I consider anything between 1 month and 3 month supply of homes a seller's market. So you're about as far into a seller's market as you can get at this point. Then when you look over 500,000, it's really just still about a month supply of homes, which again is still a super strong seller's market. And so I'm not telling you anything that you probably don't already know, just kind of instinctively. But what the data is telling us is that we're in this crazy unprecedented market. So one cool thing about this house is it's got an amazing conservation lot. It's actually conservation, then you've got golf course and pond lake view, which is kind of a hybrid shot, which is really what you're paying for back in this area of Lakeshore. Well, let's talk about a couple things, because I know a lot of you guys would love to sell your house and maximize the return that you've had over the past 7 or 8 years of the market just going crazy, but maybe you don't know where to move. So as we kind of take a look at the rest of the house, I'm going to give you 2 tips on how to navigate that process of selling when there's nothing else to buy. This master suite is pretty cool. It definitely has a beautiful view, nice size. You've got a king size bed, plenty of room for extra living space. So again, a lot of folks would love to maximize on their equity that they have over the past 7 or 8 years, but they don't know where to move. And so there's 2 things that I think that you can do. Number 1 is look at new construction. So being that we have so much new construction options finally starting to come back on market, you can kind of back into your closing date. You know, you have 7 or 8 months until your new house is going to be finished. We list it like 60 days prior to it getting sold, and then we can basically back in there, as long as we can convince the builder to accept your offer without selling your old house first. But that's a way that you can maximize your equity. Let's take a look at the master bathroom, and I'll tell you about the second way to sell in this crazy market. Look at this space. It's like huge. You got just like a massive amount of space.
Imagine all the wine glasses you'd be through.
There's like wine and candles all over here, basically, is what you would do. So here's the second way that you guys can get your house sold in this crazy market without having a place to go first. What we're seeing a lot of times is I can delay the buyer's closing 60 to 90 days, which gives you guys a lot of time to be able to find something new. And really, we're super aggressive to find our sellers something, especially if they've got a time crunch. If there's nothing on the market, we'll call through, mail through, knock doors, anything we can to find you guys that perfect house. But if we can delay that closing and give some flexibility, which in today's market, buyers are willing to do, that gives you an opportunity to maximize your equity and move on to the next house. So really in today's market, I'm playing matchmaker more than ever. So if you're a seller, I probably have a buyer that matches your house. And if you're a buyer, working with an agent that's gonna be super aggressive to find you that perfect house before prices continue to go up or, God forbid, interest rates start to rise is gonna be really important. In fact, I actually shot a video on how to win multiple offers, whether you use myself or not, somewhere else in the country. Down below, I'll link to that video. It's a really powerful thing on getting your offer accepted. But listen, we're putting out content about Central Florida real estate every single week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and then reach out. My number's 407-717-0197, or shoot me an email at ken@pozekgroup.com, and we'll see you guys on the next video.